everyone, welcome back to my channel and happy New Year's to everyone. Today I thought we'd work on a Christmas layout. Today's theme would be letters to Santa. The paper that I'm using for today for my background, actually all the paper that I'm using for today is from Scrapbook.com. My main paper is called Warm and Cozy. It's called the Journaling Cards. My paper does measure 11.5 by 11.5. For my first border, this is from Little Scraps of Heaven. For this one, it does measure 11.5 by 4 1/4. My next piece is a Googled image that I brought onto my silhouette and trace. It does measure 11.5 by 1.5. I do have a little strip of paper. It does measure 11.5 by 3/8. And next, this border is from Miss Kate Cuttables. It does measure 11.5 by 1 1/4. I did want to double check with everybody. My husband bought me a new light adapter for my phone. So it's actually attached right now, and I wanted to see if people could give me feedback if you could see better my layout. It's the first time I'm trying it, and it's pretty cool. If you guys could give me feedback, that'd be fantastic. I did ink my edges with my Stampin' Up! Early Espresso and Basic Black. You know what, actually I forgot I didn't want to glue the top part. There we go. So I actually didn't want to glue this part right here, so I just rubbed it off with my fingers. Next, I'll go ahead and back this on a piece of 12 by 12 craft cardstock paper. For my next page, actually I already have it ready. And these are actually the same borders. All I did was duplicate it and flipped it on my silhouette. And this layout is actually for my kids. Last month they did write a letter to Santa Claus. For those of you who don't know, I do have a 2-year-old boy and a 5-year-old daughter. And they wrote a letter to Santa, and I have him right here. For my son, he is 2, so he just scribbled all over, which is fine. And for my daughter, she was actually able to write her first actual letter to Santa. In the previous year, she drew a picture for him on her letter, but this year I asked her what she would like, and she told me. So she put on her letter, "Dear Santa, I want a teddy bear, please." So I thought I would create a layout with teddy bears just for them. And what I'm actually going to do, the reason I didn't want to glue it here on top is because I'm actually going to fold my letters and put them underneath so I could go ahead and show it to them when they're older. Just so cute. So for now, I'm going to put these aside. To start off, I do have my title. My title does measure 9 3/4 by 1 1/4, and I actually got this from the previous Christmas letters to Santa layout I did a while ago. I want to say about 2-3 months ago. All I did was take the lettering on that one, put it straight, created an offset on my silhouette, grouped it together, and then created additional offset. So I just created this title, and I did pop it out between the letters. Between the layers. My next couple of pieces are from Marjorie Ann Designs. I'll go ahead and leave the information on the description down below just in case anybody's interested. To start off, I do have my mailbox. My mailbox measures 5 3/8 by 4 inches. Now on here, this is actually what it says on the image, Santa Mail. The only thing, the lettering, it's very thin, and I said I didn't want to go ahead and cut that out because I knew it wasn't going to cut out perfect. So I just took my white jelly pen and just wrote it out myself. It's fine if it's not perfect. It's just for my kids. Go ahead and put it down here. And everything has been pieced together. Next, I do have 2 bears, the little girl right on top of the little boy. This whole thing together measures 6 1/4 by 3 1/4. I did pop it up with 1 thickness of foam tape, and this is so funny and so cute. This is totally something my daughter would do, use my son to get something for herself, and he would totally follow her. It's the cutest thing ever, and I really liked it. So I'll go ahead and put it here in the center. And now the only thing for these bears, they're like the cutest bears ever. The only thing, they don't come with clothes. And I have a thing about SVG's files without clothes. I don't know what it is. I want to find them clothes. So for my next image, I do have 2 bears, and again, this is from Marjorie Ann Designs. For my bears, they do measure 8 3/4 by 9 3/4. It's actually, again, from the same SVG file, but the only thing for this one, since it was a little bit bigger, I decided to put clothes on them. Now for these clothes, it took me forever to actually find clothes that would fit these bears because they're rounded, especially here in the little tummies. I want to say I spent about 25 minutes to half an hour looking through a lot of my other files that I have in order to copy clothes, paste them on top of them, stretch them out long and also wide so they could fit them. And there was a lot of trial and error, and finally I ended up with these 2. I really like how they came out, but again, they don't come with clothes on the file. They do come with these 2 cute, the hat and the bow. Next, I do have 1 photo mat. It does measure 3 5/8 by 4 1/4, and this is going to actually be the only photo mat that I'm going to use. I'm actually going to go ahead and place it here on the center, which is why I put the ho on the side, so I could go ahead and fit this here. Next, I do have two envelopes, and I actually took this image from the same layout I had previously mentioned for my title, My Letters to Santa. I think I'm going to go ahead and link that video since I took two items from that those files. And I have two envelopes. For my envelopes, they do measure 3 3/4 by 4.5. And the candy canes, these are from Miss K Cuttables. I actually just decided to go ahead and put it on top just because it was a freebie once upon a time and I had never used it. Next, for Miss K Cuttables, I do have some holly. My holly measures 1.5 by 2 3/4. And I did pop it up with 1 thickness of foam tape. And before I forget, I did want to add my two letters to Santa. I'm actually only going to add glue here at the bottom. And also her bow and his hat is popped up on 1 thickness of foam tape. So besides the back being popped up, also their little headgear. And I just have a cute picture of my kids writing their letters to Santa. It's really cute. And there you have it. This is my 2-page Letters to Santa scrapbook layout. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye for now.